Look into the news article here. China is expanding its presence in Africa's nuclear energy sector. So this raises strategic and energy security concerns. So we all know Africa as a country, they have been suffering a chronic uh, suffering from having electricity issues. So them being involved in the nuclear energy, and as a country it would really engage them in having efficiency through having electricity, and also having a lot of strategic and energy security relations with other different global countries. So here advantage China and Africa's nuclear energy market race talks about how especially China has their interest in Africa on their nuclear energy sector and their advancements. So we'll be seeing further what and all are discussed in the article, and how we as a country India, where we are standing in this global issue. So this comes in the syllabus of UPSC for mains in GS paper 2 international relations, and also in GS paper 3 under science and technology and economy. So give a read on the article. It's a very interesting article. It's like a very different perspective on to see the contraries of how Africa are dealing with their problem when it comes to the nuclear energy, and also their presence in the energy sector in itself. First, let's understand the Africa's nuclear energy market. So here, looking at the current scenario, they have only one operational nuclear plant, that is in Coburg of South Africa, and there has been expansion plans in areas such as Ghana, Nigeria, Sudan, Rwanda, Kenya, and Zambia. So the projected capacity for the year of 2035 would be almost 15,000 megawatts, and their investment potential is almost 105 billion. So here it brings in the importance of investment, especially for country Africa, where they can expand their strategical, their energy sector, and at the same time their investment sector. So looking into Africa's nuclear energy market, the key players are France. They are dominant, but right now they are losing their influence. Then USA is one of the key players. They also hosted the US Africa Nuclear Energy Summit since the 2023. So we should all know how involvement of Russia, especially during the Ukraine and Russia war, have made us to realize how it can be a very crucial aspect to depend on the fossil fuels. So the shift from fossil fuel to energy sector is one of the most prominent changes that the world is trying to see, and especially for country India, where we are trying to be even more sustainable and reduce our dependency on different countries for oil and natural gas. So Africa's nuclear energy market would be one of the most important change for Africa in itself. So here, when it comes to Russia as one of the key players, they are dealing with Egypt, Mali, Burkina Faso, Burundi, where there is slow progress of the expansion of nuclear energy market. Next is South Korea, where they have interest in Africa through the Korea Hydro and Nuclear Power Plant. And China is one of the important market leader, and they are bringing in aggressive investment strategies to get into the Africa's nuclear energy market. And that's what the article discusses about, how they bring in so much aggressive investments and so much aggressive pressure on to have their dominance in the country Africa. So looking into China's dominance in Africa's nuclear market, their early engagement was from the year of 2012 through International Atomic Energy Agency scholarship programs, and they also have strong industrial base, that is 50 plus operational reactors in China, and they are government backed investments by China in the Africa, which is led by the China General Nuclear Power, that is the CGN, and China National Nuclear Corporation, that is the CNNC. So here both are government backed investments. So we can see how China's invested in Africa's nuclear energy, where there are government backed investments in itself. And looking into their financial and technical support, they bring in infrastructure development, financing through funds, and having transmission. Now, let us see recent agreements made by China. So here in Nigeria, They brought in the Memorandum of Understanding in 2024 for nuclear power plant design, construction and operation. In Uganda, there were construction of 2 gigawatt plant. First unit of 1 gigawatt would be done by 2031. So all of these information are all in the article in itself. And next, in Kenya, research reactor by 2030 are which would be open to partnerships also. So first through government backed investments and then opening to different partnerships. Then in Ghana, the small medium reactors with New Scale USA and Regnum Tech Group, along with large reactors with the CNNC of Africa. Next is West Africa. In West Africa, including Burkina Faso, Niger and Mali, there has been shift from Russia to China due to financial issues. So these are the recent agreements. Now let's look the implications of these agreements for India. First, looking into the current capacity of nuclear energy in Jan 2025, we are having almost 8,180 megawatts, and the target would be for 2047, which is to attain the 100 gigawatt, where we need more stable supply of the uranium. And looking into the agreements, we brought in the civil nuclear deal with Namibia in 2009. And for uranium sourcing, we have planned mining projects in Niger and Namibia. So these are the implications for India and Africa for the nuclear energy plant. Now, what would be the challenges for India here? Looking into China's dominance, first, it's hard for us to get the market entry for India, and also looking into or taking into account of the BRI initiative. Next is having debt diplomacy. Here, African nations favor Chinese firms more because there is more of funding and research and involvement by China. And also, China has given a lot of aid during debt crisis for Africa. So it would be their first policy to favor China. Next is having infrastructure gap. Here, China building key transmission networks in Africa can hinder India's presence in Africa. So what would be the way forward for those such challenges? First is strengthening the nuclear ties through having even more strategic partnerships with China, expanding the uranium mining so we can secure the supply chains and the storage of uranium. Next is engaging through the international solar alliances and global south. So it helps to boost collaboration, especially for Africa in the energy sector, where solar energy is one of the most important energy sector and prevailing sector. And finally, developing indigenous reactors, that is the SMRs to LRs, to promote nuclear exports and have smooth and secure supply chain management and application. So I hope the article is clear. So this is the mains question. I asked the students to put in their answer in the comment section. Discuss China's growing dominance in Africa's nuclear energy market. Then the second half is its implication for India. Next half would be the suggesting measures for India to take up to strengthen its position in the region. So this question is for 15 marks and 250 words. I asked the students to give their perspective in the comment section.